Untitled here, and for today's video, yes, you guessed it, we're gonna have another needle felting video. And for this one, I'm going to be working on a Cactuar. So, it's a Cactuar from the Final Fantasy series, but it's not going to be the, thin little boys. It's going to be the fat ones, the little chunky ones from Final Fantasy 12. These ones, yeah, these very chunky dudes. I wanted to make them because it would be a very cute design, and they look like very they are so cute, and I just wanted to, okay, let's work on it. It's just maybe try something different, while I'm still working on some other videos, maybe, I don't know. I've been so stressed from work, so I'm trying to let off some steam by making some small projects. So for the meantime, yeah, let's just focus on making our little Cactuar. So I'm going to take out some wool here. We have some light green, we have dark green, we have brown, and then some various colors of pink. And then we're going to start basically with a filler. Okay, like a cotton filling. So we use a filling because we don't want to use too much of our wool, because this set doesn't come cheap. And you can't find needle felting kits in the Philippines easily unless you get them from online shops that ship them from overseas, and I'm not sure, man, if I wanna risk my life with what's risk getting the virus. Maybe there's a 10% chance of getting a surprise Rona inside. Since most of these packages come from the land that we shall not name. Anyways, yeah, we're using a filling, okay, to make our wool supplies last longer until the winter. I'm just kidding. So we're going to take a bunch of wool, just big enough for our chunky little Cactuar. We're going to take the thread, and then we're going to wrap it around our little filler so that it forms a more compact shape, because if you just take wool, it is going to be just like a ball. So we want to make it more compressed so that it has a much sturdier shape, or sturdier form, you can say. For the Cactuar's body, I noticed it was a bit of a gradient. I'm a beginner. I just want to try different techniques. So I said okay, maybe let's try a gradient technique. So the first thing I wanted to do was, okay, let me color the hole. Let me poke a dark, or let's not call it dark. Let me poke the base color of green first, and then I'll add light green later on. So the first thing that we do is we take a bunch of green wool, and then we start just poking it in. And we just poke it in. And don't forget to move your project around so it gets a uniform color. Just try to make sure that there's no there's no patches of white, because we're using a white cotton filler, so we just have to cover it up so that it looks more professional, despite just being my third project or something. Yes, and then just keep continuing poking at. Why is the reason that I want to make a little Cactuar, a little Cactuar? So I just was looking for some Final Fantasy stuff back when I was playing World of Final Fantasy. I just remember really liking the designs of the Cactuar back when I was playing Final Fantasy 12. Maybe I should make a fat Cactuar, because they're very cute and I really like the design. Why did they never go back to that design? That design was very cute. So yeah, okay, I'll make it, because I love Final Fantasy 12 so much. Despite being critical acclaim or some shit, I don't care. Yeah, and then just keep poking it, and then okay, let's skip a bit, and then we're still poking, and we're poking. Okay, after we filled up its entire body in green, and we want to take light green wool. Take a bit of light green wool and then attach it to the bottom part of the Cactuar, because that's the part where it's going to have the gradient. You don't have to put it at all. Just put it on the bottom half and then just start poking it in. I think the color difference is very jarring Maybe I should have used a much closer color to that green, but yeah. Maybe in the next time when I make another one in the future. I'll try to make improvements in the future if I can. And then I decided, okay, we're going to add a brown part at the bottom. But anyways, after this, we want to take some more light green wool, and then we want to form its little feetsies. So we just want to form its little feet at the bottom, and we just want to make 2 little feet. So just take 2 balls, and then the first ball of wool of light green, you want to put it on, and then just stab it a bit, to secure it in place with the body, and then start stabbing it more until it starts to form a more circular shape. And then now I want to try a different technique for the hands. So I heard that you can form the shape much better on the sponge. So I'm going to make the hands on the sponge. So just take a bit of green wool and then start to form the layer start to form the shape of the Cactuar's arm, which is just like a long dewdrop shape. And then just keep stabbing it into the sponge until you get a flatter shape. And then what you want to do is you want to fold it onto itself so that you're creating volume and you're making it circular. So then you're just making a long dewdrop shape with it. And then after you make that, you just basically attach the arms to the body by just poking it. So you just want to poke it in after creating the dewdrop. After that, I wanted to create the lines running along the Cactuar's body. So basically I did this by taking a long piece of string, which can be done by slowly pulling it away from the wool, twisting it in your hands in order to create a string, a thin shape. Then you just want to carefully stab it in because it's a very thin piece of wool. Okay, so always make sure that you wear your finger cuffs. So basically, just keep doing that, like for the patterns at the front, and then just to make it at the patterns at the back. And here you notice that, if you notice from the picture, the Cactuar doesn't have, it just has white eyes. So instead of using my the bead eyes that I bought or that came with the set, I decided to just use white wool instead. So yeah, just poke some white wool in there. Just poke some white wool into the little Cactuar's face to make the eyes, and then just do it once more for the next eyes. And then just take some black wool and start fashioning the mouth. And take some white wool as well, for I don't know why I did this. Clearly the design didn't have like a white mouth. But yeah, that's basically it. But the next one we're going to add is, I wanted him to have like a little flower crown. So I took like a bit of pink wool and I just started poking it on top of his little head to create a more flower-like shape. And then I kept adding more in order to make the flower a bit larger on his head. And then I added bits of light pink in order to create like a little gradient-y effect to showcase the insides of the flower, which actually should be the other way around. Yeah, it should have been the other way around, where it should have been lighter at the outside and darker on the inside. But anyways, like after a few more cooking, here he is. Isn't he cute? Like for a first attempt, like for the third time I tried felting, doesn't he look really cool? Anyways, thank you for joining me in another needle felting video. I know it's like, our third now? But thank you for joining me. It's been like a rather tough quarantine, and this really helps, needle felting really helps me ease my mind. So yeah, thank you. And I hope you have a great day, okay?